Think about something you do every single day: driving a car, typing on a keyboard, or cooking a familiar meal. You might have been doing these things for decades, but most of us aren't world-class race car drivers or competitive speed typists. We often assume that putting in the hours is enough. We expect that simply repeating an action, year after year, will naturally lead to improvement. But look at the early stages of learning any new skill. Progress is usually rapid. You figure out where the keys are on the keyboard, you stop hunting for letters, and you quickly reach a level where you can type at an acceptable speed. Once you reach that acceptable level, the progress usually stops. The skill becomes automated. Your brain shifts into an autopilot mode to save energy, and your development hits a ceiling. This graph shows the pattern. After an initial spike in learning, the curve flatlines. At this point, you aren't practicing anymore. You are simply rehearsing a plateau. Realizing you are stuck in this good enough phase is the first step towards improving again. To understand why we plateau, we have to look at our biology. The human body prioritizes internal stability above almost everything else. It works constantly to keep your temperature, blood pressure, and energy levels within a very narrow, safe range. Scientists call this state homeostasis. Think of it like a household thermostat. When things get too hot or cold, the system pulls the temperature back to the center, fighting to keep conditions the same. Exercise breaks this stability. Running hard, oxygen levels drop, forcing your body into high-tension discomfort, pushing that biological thermostat into the red zone. The body responds to this strain by adapting. It grows new muscle fibers and builds more blood capillaries so that the next time you face that same level of effort, it feels comfortable again. Mental improvement follows this same biological rule. You cannot improve your capabilities unless you intentionally move your brain out of its comfortable state of homeostasis. For a long time, the scientific consensus was that adult brains were fixed. The belief was that once you grew up, your hardware was set, and you were limited by whatever processing power you were born with. Modern research shows the opposite. The adult brain is adaptable. When forced to learn something difficult, the brain responds by physically changing its internal circuitry. Simply doing what you already know how to do doesn't trigger this change. Structural shifts only happen when you struggle to solve a new, difficult problem or master a complex movement. Pushing past your mental comfort zone functions as a physical workout for the brain, demanding that it rewire its own hardware to handle the new load. While adults don't generally grow new cells everywhere, the brain adapts by reinforcing existing connections and weaving together brand new pathways between neurons. A major upgrade is the creation of myelin. During intense practice, active nerve cells are wrapped in an insulating layer of this tissue. This prevents signal leakage, allowing impulses to travel up to 10 times faster than on uninsulated wires. We see this growth in London taxi drivers. These drivers spend years navigating a massive, complex city entirely from memory. Brain scans revealed that this training physically expanded the specific brain tissue used for navigation and spatial memory. When you challenge yourself, you aren't just memorizing facts. You are upgrading your biological hardware to process information at higher speeds. When your brain is rewiring itself and laying down high-speed insulation, what is it actually creating? What is the final result of all that effort? It is building mental representations. These are highly detailed internal maps that organize random data points into unified concepts. For a beginner, information often looks like a field of scattered, confusing pieces. It's like trying to navigate a map where most of the roads are hidden in a fog of war. Experts, however, have used intense practice to build high-definition maps. When a grandmaster looks at a chessboard, they don't see individual pieces. They see the whole board as a single, interconnected pattern. The difference between an amateur and a master is not innate talent. It is the quality and the quantity of these hidden mental maps. A high-quality mental map acts as an internal reference. It shows you the correct version of a skill, allowing you to catch and fix tiny errors that a beginner wouldn't even notice. This creates a feedback loop. As you fix small errors, your mental map becomes sharper, which lets you spot even smaller mistakes. This is the virtuous circle of improvement, a staircase where each step you build provides the foundation for the next. To start this climb, you first have to realize that comfortable, automated repetition is a trap. It keeps you exactly where you are. Second, you must intentionally break your brain's homeostasis by reaching for challenges just outside your current grasp. Third, you must maintain that prolonged effort, allowing the strain to physically rewire your brain with high-speed insulation and sharper mental maps. To master anything faster, abandon the illusion of good enough. Embrace the discomfort and force your biology to adapt.